everything. I mean, Bernie Sanders just came out.
He just had that. Yeah, he was talking all this crap, right?
Or today. He started like the first probably like 8 minutes of his speech was
bashing
all the names he called Trump. All the names, all the bad stuff. Homophobic, xenophobic, racist, this, that. He even said he hated religion, all kinds of stuff.
And it's not Trump he should hate. It's his own party who's screwing him.
Oh, big time.
You know what I mean?
Big time.
So why would you even say that about? I would talk shit about everybody that's hating him in his own party, trying to get Biden in.
That's what he should be talking about,
right? But that's why he's not going to go anywhere, because he's arguing facts at the wrong person.
Yeah, and well, you saw it even with Clinton when Bernie was in a position to really, fight back against her. He didn't.
No.
He's not going to fight back with Biden. He's going to let him off the hook. I mean, the guy's like, listen, say what you want, but we're seeing it and hearing it with our own eyes. Even if you watch some of the, I'll call it left-leaning media, if they're covering stuff he said, there's just no way to get around it. He said it. He did it.
Yeah.
The guy doesn't know where he is. He didn't know the difference between his wife and his sister.
Oh, you're talking about Biden, right?
Yeah, Biden.
Well, what about when he was with the blue-collar workers? Who was it, the PSNG guys? Was that who it was?
I'm not sure.
And he told the guy, you're full of shit.
Did you hear the interviews with that guy afterwards?
No, I didn't go that far. I really didn't go that far.
Yeah, the guy was very reasonable, very nice, doesn't even hold it against Biden.
Yeah.
But he was simply asking him about Second Amendment rights. Now, Biden went off on that guy. You saw the whole clip, right?
The clip, I saw a bunch of different angles of clips.
Okay.
Everybody had their cell phone out.
But I don't know if you remember. I think it was after Biden won South Carolina. When was it that he embraced Beto O'Rourke?
To tell the truth,
after South Carolina when he won, right?
Yeah, because isn't Beto O'Rourke? Isn't he from South Carolina or no?
No, he's from Texas.
Pretty sure that's right. He's from Texas. Yeah. And then what was he saying? Something about he's going to put O'Rourke in charge of
basically, you're my guy for gun control.
Gun control. Yeah, that's what I want.
The guy who has already announced that if he was president, he would take people's guns by force and everything else.
The same guy that ran over people and made a book about it, saying that he had fun running people over. Right, that guy.
So, and even when, if you really pay attention, anybody who follows Second Amendment issues at all, like I do. Obviously, I'm still, This is my thing with the Second Amendment. Either every single person should be allowed to carry a gun, and wherever you go, nobody knows who has the bigger gun, so everybody's going to be nice. And if there is a shooter, let's say somebody comes in on us right now, and they have a gun, and me and you both have guns. Right.
I think that guy is going to think twice, knowing that one of us may have a gun, and one of us may have a bigger gun than he's got. And I think everybody will be nice. You ever go to a state that has Second Amendment rights?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's nice. You bump into somebody.
So sorry. Pardon me. Excuse me.
Exactly. Because listen, grandma could be carrying a
and
fucking
everybody's
Uzi.
like, sir and ma'am.
Exactly, right? You come here in Jersey over here, man, bump into somebody and they want to throw hands, if not stab you.
Well, I'll give you an example. Quick example of that. Chicago. Strongest gun laws in the U.S.
Everybody's dying.
1,550 people. I think so far. Okay? Maine. They passed concealed carry, no permits, no restrictions, whatever you want.
Right.
Lowest crime rate anywhere.
Well, in California, up in the mountains somewhere, there's a town that passed conceal and carry. Zero
crime.
Zero crime. Because people think twice. You wouldn't go to a place where everybody's got a fucking gun.
It's a deterrent. Listen, the only people... Well, I'll put it to you this way. Like, what do these politicians think? Are they really so stupid or think we're so stupid?
I think it's all about control.
That it's obviously control, but do they think we're all so stupid to believe that the criminals are going to follow the gun laws they have when they're not following them already? There's gun laws in place all over the place.
Listen, even people following gun laws have shit that they're not supposed to have. But you know what? They're not going to go out and take it to the gun range. You know what I mean? It's in case shit happens. Then they'll pull it out of the fucking attic or wherever they got it. You know what I mean? And protect themselves.
Exactly. And listen, you said it. 30 years, man. I was responding to calls of everything. Personally, I wouldn't advise anybody to wait for the police.
Oh, it's big time.
You got an intruder in your house, you're going to have to deal with it.
Oh, I know. Well, typically, back then, how long did it take you to get to somebody's house? Let's say if you were at precinct.
It depends what part of town.
Let's say last part of town, end of town, tip of the iceberg.
Best case scenario, you're probably talking 3 to 5 minutes.
And that's with no traffic, nobody in the way.
That's with no traffic, nobody in the way, and going balls to the wall.
Now, between 3 and 5 minutes.
At best.
What do you think can happen in those 3 and 5 minutes?
Average psychopath could probably kill 12 people if they're in close proximity.
There you go. See?
And that's with a knife.
Oh, yeah. With a gun, forget about it.
Exactly. These schmucks out there with these stuff about high-capacity magazine.
Let me put it
doesn't matter. I mean, what's the difference if I have one magazine that holds 30 rounds, okay, for, say, a rifle?
Or you got 20 of them.
Or I have...
that holds 10.
10-round magazines.
And nobody understands this, but I say this a lot, and I say that the average gun owner practices a lot more than, say, the average officer.
Oh, sure, because I could tell you for a fact. I mean, I was a firearms instructor for almost the entire time I was there, okay? For most weapons, handguns, the qualification process is mandatory 2 times a year.
No, this is for an officer.
For an officer.
Okay. And
mandatory qualification with a handgun, twice a year.
So they never have to go to the shooting range?
No.
Only 2 times a year?
Where the department oversees.
Overseas, okay.
Okay. Now, there's different agencies that do different things. I remember towns that years ago, more towns had ranges of their own. Okay.
Yeah.
Like Edison did, shut down.
You mean in precinct?
In precinct.
Okay.
All shut down. All because of EPA regulations. They found out all kinds of stuff.
You're huffing
about the air quality and lead in the air and this and that. But basically, for what the department oversees and has to record and to prove that you're still competent to carry your gun on duty, talking 2 qualifications a year. Twice.
Okay.
Now, some encourage, some not even so much anymore because of the money, but years ago, certain departments used to give a guy a number of rounds a month.
And go practice.
To practice on your own if you want to.
Yeah. Now, here's another thing. 4 days on, 4 days off. Now, let's say, depending if you're night shift and you don't sleep, those 4 days that you're off, do you really want to go to the shooting range?
Probably not.
And not a lot of people do. And this is what I was literally arguing with people about this before. And I'm like, the average gun owner, probably, if they're really adamant about it, every weekend to every other weekend, will go out there with friends, even family, or just by themselves, hang out, join a club, and they will shoot to heart's content, and they will become maybe not sharpshooters, but good enough to be able to take out any perp. And this is why I say that law-abiding citizens, if they're really good, whether you make it the 30 round, like you said, or even 10 rounds, and they have, a couple magazines on them,
right? They
can flip them in and out, especially if they practiced, and go through 40, 50 rounds without even having a big magazine.
The magazine capacity is actually meaningless. I mean, I don't know if you remember, even with Joe Biden when he was arguing with the blue-collar worker.
The AR-14?
The AR-14. He's arguing to the guy that, basically he's trying to compare that to a fully automatic machine gun, saying, oh, well, nobody wants to take your shotgun. Nobody wants to do this. He's trying to say he's pro-Second Amendment.
Yeah, but nobody's allowed to have an automatic.
Right. Okay. That's already.
But the guy told him that.
The guy even told him.
Yeah, he explained that to him.
But he's still trying to say an assault weapon, which, by the way, you realize this is a farce.
Yeah. No, I know.
Okay. This term. You tell me.
The AR was the name of the company, wasn't it? I forgot what the AR stands for again.
Oh.
Something rifle. No.
Armalite, maybe? I don't know. I don't remember.
Armalite something. Yeah. I got to look it up.
So long.
Armalite something. I'm sure somebody will tell us.
Plus, so many different companies make that style of weapon.
Exactly.
But to call it an assault weapon, first of all, if I take this cup of coffee and turn it and poke you in the eye with the bottom of the cup,
it's an assault.
Is it assault coffee?
That's
because I just assaulted you with it.
Well, here's the thing. The funny thing I always mention about is in England. You're not allowed to carry a knife. Right?
Okay.
Now try telling that to somebody that's carrying a knife and they mug you. Not even the police are allowed to have guns, I think. What do they have, clubs?
Well, things are changing a bit. For the longest time,
I hope so. Well, that new guy just went in there, right?
Their rule, you know what their rule
English
was?
version of Trump.
You know what their rule was? Yeah, Boris.
Boris, yeah.
Their rule had to touch you until you're under arrest in England, and you had to submit. That's what their rules were.
I think the bouncers at the clubs out there were more of a threat than the cops are.
Exactly.